Remix.
Good morning, and welcome back to the Buenos Dias Morning Show here. 9 o'clockers, happy to have you joining us. And right now we are joined by not just Ronnie G, I'm not just Luis Diaz, we have a very special guest in the studio with us. Vice President of Marketing for the Frost Museum of Science, Jospeh Quinones in the house.
What's up? Good
There
morning.
he is. How you feeling on a Monday?
Good. Good morning. Feeling really good.
You know, because we always say on Friday, es viernes y el cuerpo lo sabe. But I feel like that can also be said for Mondays sometimes. Like,
Sure.
It's Monday and my body's feeling that it's a Monday.
I feel it.
You feel it a little bit?
Yeah.
Nice. So you are here on behalf of the Frost Museum of Science. I'm so used to saying Science Museum, so I'll get over that. I promise.
No worries.
What is it that you do for the museum? Vice President of Marketing sounds like a big deal.
It's a big deal, but I have an incredible team that I work with and
Nice.
lots of great support. But we manage all of the external affairs and marketing and communications for the organization. So not only promoting the museum, but all the incredible programs that we have going on at the museum.
How long have you been with Frost?
I've been with Frost Science for 8.5 years. So
Nice.
I started in 2014, I believe.
Oh, that's great. So you've been around. So you've watched the growth. But 2014, that's when
Yeah,
you
so
guys
I-
had to still be in the Grove.
Yeah, I started at the Coconut Grove location, and then we closed that location in 2015. And then the new location that's open now in downtown Miami opened in 2017. So we just celebrated 5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you haven't been down, every time you go to the beach, you see it. You see that it's a beautiful building.
Yeah.
Like one-of-a-kind building. And it is truly, truly one of my favorite places to take my kids. That's got to be something that you guys like aimed for, like the arguably the best family outing in Miami. I mean, is that what you guys are going for?
Yeah,
or-
I mean, we love to hear that. That's definitely what we're going for. I mean, we like to say it's a place for kids of all ages, but certainly, you know, it's a special place where you can come with your family, and you can come again and again, right? So we're always trying to bring new exhibits, new events, new programming, so that there is a reason for you to come back, particularly for the locals and for our community, and of course for the tourists as well. But we're there really for our community.
I love that. So right now going on at the Frost Museum of Science is the Sherlock Holmes exhibition, dedicated to one of my favorite books. I only read the first one, but it is pretty good. It's one of my favorite characters, Sherlock Holmes. We're up against. I want to play a couple songs, and when we come back, I want to talk about this. I want to go really in depth. I want to learn everything there is to know about Sherlock Holmes, the exhibition. You okay with that?
Let's do it.
All right, so in a couple minutes, we'll be talking about Sherlock Holmes at the Frost Museum of Science with Jospeh Quinones, Vice President of Marketing for the Museum of Science, here on the Buenos Dias Morning Show, 2Box 1011 FM. As smart and as educated as I am, and I know that comes off very, I have not read very many books. But the one book that I did read is A Study in Scarlet, which happens to be the first of all the Sherlock Holmes books. And that's why I am very excited, like containing myself, that we have Jospeh Quinones, the Vice President of Marketing for the Frost Museum of Science, in the building to talk about the Sherlock Holmes exhibition that you guys have going on right now.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
No, thank you so much for being here, because I am very excited. Can you give us an overview? What is the Sherlock Holmes? Like, how did it come to be? Like, to think of an exhibition off a fictional character, what is this?
Well, yeah, this is an international exhibition which has really
Okay.
toured the world, and so this is the first time it's really been in Florida on the East Coast. So it's really a big deal, and
That's cool.
and it's not your ordinary exhibition. It's very interactive. So you know, you mentioned you've read the books, but a lot of people who haven't read the books maybe have been introduced to Sherlock Holmes through the TV shows or through the movies with
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. So it's definitely a pop culture icon that people recognize.
I mean, there's a new Sherlock Holmes show. It seems like every year.
On the BBC or like spin-offs.
Yeah.
And, there was one on Netflix featuring, the girl from Stranger Things
Yes.
who plays her sister. So
I think there's more Sherlock Holmes shows than like CSI or like Law and Order.
There might
you know?
be.
yeah, there might be. But what's special about this exhibition is you really are solving a mystery. So you get to become Sherlock Holmes. And
interactive.
It's very interactive. I kind of like to say it's kind of like one of those escape rooms, but done on a bigger, better scale,
Yeah.
where you can, you and your family, your friends can try to solve the mystery together, and you're going through the exhibit, and you're presented with clues and different things, and it's hard. It's a hard mystery to solve.
Wow.
But it's a fun time.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness. And so it's going down now through September 5th, Monday, September 5th, Labor Day.
Yeah, so you only have less than a month to check it out. It's been extremely popular this summer, so you're running out of time for sure.
Is it just solving a mystery, or is there more things like...
There's so much to do, and even if you don't want to solve the mystery, I mean, there's a lot of manuscripts and original artifacts from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who is the author behind Sherlock Holmes. There's also a huge pop culture gallery, as we say, with props and costumes and different things from the movies and from the TV shows. So you can kind of just hop around and have fun. A lot of our visitors are going when they first get to the museum, then they see everything else we have, and they're coming back at the end of their visit because there's just so much to see. So you could spend like 90 minutes, 2 hours just in that exhibit if you really want to immerse yourself in everything there is to see and do.
Yeah, I will say the first time I went to the Frost Museum of Science, I went with the kids. We couldn't see everything in one day,
right?
And that's kind of the beauty of it, because everything's such a cliffhanger. Like, we couldn't see this. I guess we got to come back. Very smart of you guys. Because the reason I ask if there more to do, because I for sure would love to do the mystery. But I know my wife and the kids are not going to be into the whole escape room aspect of it. Mm-hmm. And so they get to look at the things that I love, the manuscripts, the pop culture references. And then if they don't want to see Sherlock Holmes, like, hey, we're not as big of fans as you are. We're going to go up to the aquarium. You finish your mystery. That's just how I imagine it happening. And it's going to be such a fun day.
Well, it becomes almost like a challenge, right? Especially for families if you're all trying to solve the mystery together. Yeah. But again, even if you're not solving the mystery, you can just kind of play along and press the buttons and do all the fun stuff and just have a good time.
Have you gone through it?
I've gone through it a few times. I've never actually solved the mystery. I've kind of cheated here and there, but it's not easy. I'm not a gamer, so I think you need to have a little bit of that skill set to really immerse yourself.
Question, does the mystery change? Like if I go today... Or is it the same mystery?
No, it's the same mystery that's built into the exhibit.
Okay, so I have multiple days to try it out. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
But knowing you'll know how to solve the mystery, and you probably still won't be able to solve it.
Yeah, that's definitely it. I'm imagining myself being there. Hey, Louis, we gotta close, man. I'm like, I'm almost there. It's like you're not even halfway. So that's really cool. You get to go back and work on it again. Mm-hmm.
No, it's very cool, and it's it's based in real science, in forensic science, and a lot of the tools and techniques that Sherlock Holmes used to solve the mysteries in the novels are actually used by forensic scientists today to solve crimes. So you really make that connection in the exhibit in terms of fingerprinting and different technologies and things that seem kind of vintage to us, but are actually still in use today.
That is super cool. So. It is science, also.
It's definitely science. Yeah, it's not just fun and games.
It's the Frost Museum.
Yeah.
I got it, Ronnie.
Come on,
I got it. Jospeh Quinones, Vice President of Marketing for the Frost Museum of Science. I get excited when things are educational and you don't know. It's like when you go to a bar and you have a drink and you don't taste any of the funny stuff. And then you end up in a toilet at the end of the night. It's like, that's the good stuff. Like when it's coming into your body, you don't realize.
It's an immersive learning experience.
There you go.
And that is really cool that you guys have that right now. The Sherlock Holmes exhibition, like we said, from now through Monday, September 5th at the Frost Museum of Science. It's like your shirt says Frost Science.
That's our short name, Frost Science. You can just call us Frost Science.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so many syllables.
There you go.
And when we come back, I do want to talk about the museum itself because, yes, Sherlock Holmes sounds amazing. I'm geeking out. But there is so much more that the museum has to offer. So when we come back, I want to talk about some of the other stuff, like the highlights. I know the planetarium, which people loved in the old look, is even bigger and badder here. Yeah. The aquarium. We'll talk about all that next here with Jospeh Quinones, Vice President of Marketing for Frost Science.
Got it.
Next on the Buenos Dias Morning Show, 2Box 1011 FM. You don't have to be your own studio audience. We got it covered. We're good. So Vice President of Marketing for Frost Science, that's got to be one of the most fun jobs.
It's cool.
Right?
Fun and stressful, but
I could imagine stressful. I could imagine.
Right?
I'm very happy to be working at Frost Science. Absolutely.
So we were talking a little bit earlier. What do you? I want you to say for the people that are listening now and not when the mics were off because they couldn't listen, and I feel bad that I withheld this information from them. With so much going on at Frost Science at so many different times, exhibitions always changing, things always coming up, going down. what do you think is one of your favorite parts of working at the museum?
Well, I think, to your point, it's just the pace that we work. There's always something new. There's a new exhibit. There's a new programming. There's a new event. And so that always keeps things fresh and exciting. You really can never get bored, particularly in marketing, which our job is to promote all these incredible things.
They make it easy.
But for me, it's really, being inspired by the people I work with. There's so many curators and experts, the people that develop the exhibits or the people that care for our animals and our sharks and all of our conservation experts. So that can be very inspiring to kind of feel their passion for what they do.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite? Because we spend so much time talking about Sherlock Holmes, but there's so many permanent installations to the museum. Do you have a favorite? Or is this like picking your favorite kid?
No, I mean, I think it is kind of like that, but I think my favorite exhibit is probably Feathers to the Stars, which is our exhibit about the flights from feathered dinosaurs all the way to space travel and beyond. So I love, the combination of, these massive dinosaurs with rockets and, you look up at the ceiling and you have these incredible, fighter jets and all these cool aircraft. So that's really my favorite exhibit, but I also love a lot of our special exhibits like Sherlock Holmes and other ones that we've brought in and we're going to bring in the future.
Feathers to the Stars, that's always there?
Feathers to the Stars, that's always there. That's one of our permanent exhibits. Yeah.
I like it. That sounds really cool.
I think, aren't most dinosaurs considered birds?
Not all dinosaurs.
Okay.
Not all dinosaurs. A lot of dinosaurs have feathers, which is a little bit different than what is depicted in the early Jurassic Park movies. But there are other, we had an exhibit called pterosaurs, which lived in the age of dinosaurs, but were actually flying lizards. So they weren't actually dinosaurs or birds. So yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah.
So we were talking about the old museum location with all the amazing animals they had. When you walked outside, they had the cool birds, and inside they had the reptiles. And I was saying how, kind of literally, you blow them out of the water with this new location with the huge aquarium. And then you go up to the roof. Not only can you see into the aquarium with so many species of marine life, you go up to the top and you've got the alligators, you got the stingrays, or I don't know if the manta rays. I don't know the
stingrays. Stingrays.
Yeah. You got so many. You've got so much to do up there. How did this aquarium? How do you fit an aquarium? I don't understand how so much water around so many scientific things. Water and robots usually is a bad thing. How did this happen?
Well, I mean, it's a unique combination to your point, right? We have a science museum with sort of traditional and science exhibits about different science topics. Then we have the aquarium, and then we have the planetarium. So you really have these three kind of major factors that build this Frost Science campus. The idea is that there's different things that appeal to different people. So you have all these entry points to science in different ways, and then you kind of surprise and delight them, as you say, of entertainment, but also educational experience.
What do you think is the most popular exhibit, or what seems to attract the most people at the
definitely
museum?
the aquarium. I mean, especially the Oculus, which is this giant window into our Gulfstream exhibit, is the Instagram moment. So that's really become the viral thing that people come for. And
so apropos, we're in Miami. Even the Frost, Frost Science, it's got an Instagrammable.
Hey, look, it wasn't designed that way. It just kind of became that way naturally. But hey, we love it. Right?
It's trending.
Yeah.
That's the VP of marketing. He knows how to market. He knows what he's doing. So the aquarium, I'm telling you, man, I love the aquarium. It is. I love seeing the big fish because they got some big fish in there, bro. It's really cool to see. And also the planetarium. I remember the planetarium back in the old location was such a cool. You had to go to the planetarium for the light show, for the stars and seeing everything. Is the planetarium in Frost different, or is it more or less the same?
It's different in the sense of this is auditorium style seating, and then the technology that we have to show the films is a huge upgrade from what we had at the former location. I mean, the technology has changed a lot, right? So now we can really immerse you in different environments that we weren't able to do previously, but we've kept a lot of that same community, vibe. We have our laser evenings, which have been back.
Yes.
We actually have them this Friday, so Pink Floyd, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, I mean, all the great artists. So that's
cool.
Yeah, so non-educational but still fun and a
Fun.
great Friday night out with your friends.
You know what I like about with the location of it, this
Yeah.
location, is that whenever we have like a major event, especially if it's a nationally televised event at the FTX, like when the Heat were in the playoffs and they do show the aerial shot, you would see
Yeah.
the PAM and you'd see the Frost Science Museum because it's
Yeah.
right there. And a couple of times I even heard them talking about it, like the commentators talking about, here we are, this is an aerial shot of downtown Miami, and so you see the FTX Arena and the Frost Science Museum. Took my kids there the other day. It was fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's a great. But that is what they say. You know, fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
Which it is, and they're not wrong. So we spoke so much. Is there anything that we're missing about the museum?
Well, we're excited to announce actually in October we're opening a new special exhibit right after Sherlock Holmes. It's called Ultimate Dinosaurs. And it's all about dinosaurs that were discovered in the southern hemisphere, like
cool.
South America, Madagascar.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, everybody loves dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
So coming off of Sherlock Holmes, we'll have a little break, and then October 8th, we're opening Ultimate Dinosaurs. So that's going to be exciting.
That's
Yeah.
got me.
Very cool.
I got season tickets for whenever there's a new Jurassic World movie. I'm there. I'm
I mean,
first
there
weekend.
you go. There you go.
That is so cool. So Ultimate Dinosaur, that starts October 8th.
October 8th, yeah.
However, Sherlock Holmes still around. Because I was about to call it an escape room, but I felt like that would have been a disservice because of with
right,
how
right.
much you have going on with the props, the costumes from the shows, the original manuscripts, and in addition to the mystery you get to solve. That is going on now through September 5th, Labor Day. That's Sherlock Holmes, the exhibition. Man, the Museum of Science, the Science Museum, the Frost Science, so many names, one hell of a night.
Yep.
One hell of a time. Come on, man.
I know.
Terrible. Terrible the way they've been behaving today.
I know. To go crazy for this guy, Joseph Quinones.
Vice President of Marketing for Frost Science, want to thank you again so much for being here. Sherlock Holmes, now through September 5th. Got me excited with the dinosaur exhibit coming October 8th. And, of course, talking about the museum, Feathers to the Stars, Planetarium going crazy with the light shows, the aquarium, always an Instagrammable moment. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you to the Downtown Development Authority for inviting me on. And yeah, can't wait for you guys to visit Frost Science.
100%.
I'm just excited that I'm going to be able to send my daughter with my wife and they can go do the thing. I'm going to go solve this Sherlock Holmes mystery. I cannot deal with their distractions because I'm a man of science and I need to solve crimes. And I'm going to be doing that at the Sherlock Holmes exhibit.
A few more weeks left, so come on down.
We got to go now. We got to go.
Yeah, definitely gotta go now. So, how can people find the the Frost Science Museum online? What's their Instagram? How can we find you?
Yeah, we're at Frost Science on all platforms. Visit our website, frostscience.org. We recommend you buy your tickets in advance. That way you can lock in your planetarium showtime, and you don't have to wait in line once you get there. And just enjoy. Yeah, we encourage 3 to 4 hours, a typical visit, and so make the best of your visit.
I love that. Open
Yeah.
365 days a year.
Always open. Always open.
Is Frost Science. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you so
Is there anything
much.
else you want to...
No, hope you guys can come down and make a day
100%.
of it.
We're there.
And make sure you're following them, like you said, on all platforms at Frost Science on everything.
On everything.
I love that.
We're on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook.
Okay.
TikTok
on the
famous.
top. Oh, doing my little TikTok dance, dude.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
Thank
mean, a
you
lot of
so
people
much.
come to the museum to do their own TikTok videos.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite family photo is on the roof, like the tippity top.
Yeah.
Like you're overlooking the aquarium, but you got a beautiful look of the bay.
Yeah.
He's talking about the aquarium being Instagrammable. He didn't even talk about that
amazing
roof
views
shot.
of downtown Miami. I mean, you see the Port of Miami, you see the arena, you see Freedom Tower,
Awesome.
Arch Center. I mean, the best views in Miami.
So if for nothing else, go get your Instagram game up. Frost Science.
No, learn. Come on and learn.
And
some
learn,
stuff. Yeah.
but also get your Instagram game up as well.
Definitely.
You can do everything at Frost Science. Thank you so much, Joseph Quinones,
Thank you.
VP of Marketing for Frost Science. Thank you again. One more time for Joe.
Amazing audience. Thank you all.
Quiet down, guys. We got stuff to do. We're here commercial free on 2 Box 101.1 FM. This is the Buenos Dias Morning Show.
Let's go.